want to talk to you about this new album of yours. It's got, rave reviews in the States.
Yeah, I love it. 4.5 out of Rolling Stone. I couldn't ask for much more of that, and I really appreciate people knowing how hard I work to try to just push music, and hopefully, radio in America and abroad, gets a sense of me trying to bring back what it means to have an album.
Right.
From from number one to the end, what it means to have that, because fortunately I'm gifted enough to make a single, for radio every time. But sometimes, singles are records that can be heard everywhere. Sometimes people need songs that are hits that can be made for their homes. Like in some songs you're more emotional about or sensitive about, that you just want to be heard with you and your girl. Like you don't want to be driving to work like listening to a slow jam and like I'm in the car by myself though. Yeah. But by me putting those records on my album, it helps people to want to gravitate to the album to get it. And I think more so most of the times you just want, you want the world to collide on still what good music is, not what just a good single is, at that particular time. So,
what did you learn from the first album that you could incorporate into this album?
I learned what I always knew, that the consumer was very smart, and that they, no matter how new, how much I weighed at that particular time. I think I weighed like 195, and now I'm at like 177. That even through all of those things, that the consumer could see talent. Like it didn't matter, and it was just about the music, and it was about that a long time ago. And we got into this place where everything now is about the look of something, or whether the shoes are the right kind of shoes, and it doesn't really work like that if you're an actor, True, most actors do look a certain way, but there are certain actors that are so good at their job, they're respected because they're good at their job. Yeah. And you show up to see them every Friday when they come out because they're great at their job, not because you've forgotten about how they look. Yeah. Okay, well, Dream didn't shave today. Or Dream didn't put on his shoes. I have on my slippers from the hotel right now. But it's not about that. It's about what I'm going to do when I get into the studio to please you. Yeah. Now, if you want to look like that, then you go ahead. I've given you the CD to do it, and what it takes for me to do that is for me to, just go to work on that particular thing. Like, I wish I had all day to stay in the gym like all day, and then run outside with my beach body. But then what that means is a lot of people don't get a lot of records. Your favorite artists don't get their singles from me. I don't put out an album, so it just takes. I think it takes a lot to you kind of push yourself away, and then to bring on. I guess what the good is that's inside to bring that out.
Do you feel writers like yourself get enough credit for what you do, especially for other artists?
No, I think that's a part of what I was just saying. It's the writer in me willing to not do certain things in order to make the records show up how they should show up. It's like you see that crazy writer that's writing a book in some log cabin somewhere, and he's looking out the window and his hair is all, fuzzy, and he finally cleans up one day just to go to the thing, but he has this great book, and everybody's like, wow, this book is crazy, and that's what us writers are, that's what me and Neo, that's what we came from, and that's the place, that we come from, a realistic place, and not painted, not airbrushed. We're just raw and authentic, to ourselves, and we just hope that, people understand that,
I want to ask you something, because I saw this a couple of days ago, the Vibe photo shoot with Christina.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
Main idea was, I think it was Vibe's idea to have both of us on the cover. And they asked us, actually we was here in London the last time when we got the call about it. And it was like, would y'all like to do the cover? And we of course was like, that's fine. Of course we would like to do the cover. And then they explained like, certain pictures that they wanted to remake, like the Yoko Ono picture with her and John Lennon, and then the Janet picture, of course, also, and would we be willing to do it? And had we not been in a certain relationship, I don't think I would have done it at all, because that's just not naturally something that I would do. I just wouldn't do it. But being who she was and who I am, and the overall fun with it, and being that it is vibe, it's like, okay, let's do it. Like, who wouldn't, like, who's sitting at home right now like, I wouldn't do that. Not if you're in this business, you know, like, you're like, no, you would do it. Everybody would do it. Like, you know, if you're in a position to do it. So, you know, it was more so of a blessing. And then for it now to be the last cover, it's like, wow, like, you know, you have the last one, you know, ever. And, you know, we was just happy as, you know, two kids, like, wow, this is crazy. You know, like, let's make sure it's rock starish, but it's not untasteful, you know, so.
Yeah, it's tasteful.
Yeah,
it's tasteful.
So we tried to keep it that way and make sure that we didn't slut it out. You know, so.
With Christina, there's all these rumors going around with you and her.
Right.
You're married. You're not married. In this interview so far, I've picked up. You said married and fiance.
I did.
You said wife and fiance. So far, I've picked it up.
Oh yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask it anyway.
Fiance.
And people on Twitter are going crazy because I let them know I'm going to come see you.
Oh.
So they'll be going crazy. They said one said the dream. Are you secretly married to Christina Milian? So I'm putting it out to you.
No. I probably will be secretly married to her. I probably wouldn't let anybody know. If I'm secretly married, then I wouldn't let you know. So. But
I mean, is that something that you guys are talking about at the moment, or is it just you just keeping it, just, you know, seeing how it goes?
I mean, we've came out and said that we're engaged. I think everybody just has to wait, like, whether we were or not, like, have to wait on us to say, you know, that we're married or not. I think most of the time you get in the ideal way. I think when you know that you get a lot of flack about something, is when you start pulling back. Is when you start, like, giving enough information because you're supposed to, because you're an artist, and, you know, like, it's a part of the press, and you kind of understand that. I think most of the time, though, when it comes down to me and her, we understand how that can hurt us too in a certain way, and we're just not those type of people. Like, we're real grounded. You know, the day is more simple than people could even ever imagine. Go to the movies a lot amongst regular people. We stood in the longest lines to see Transformers. Like, we do so many regular things. We aren't those people, so we've kind of figured out how to stay normal by letting time lapse instead of giving it right away. Like, here's what it is, because even if you explain it, somebody's going to say it's unexplainable.
Right.
Even if you say it, they're going to say, why did you say that? So why say anything? You know, wait till somebody
I know exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So,
I know what you mean.
I don't know how they found. I think they found out about the engagement party a couple weeks ago because a friend of ours, Ray K, Twittered that he was at the engagement. So even then, they wouldn't have known that it was an engagement party. But you know, you can't not tell people that you love. I think that, and we have friends that love us, and sometimes they can't help themselves, you know, to say, hey, man, we're going here, and this is what's happening. They forget that the person that they're telling probably is like, hey, MTV News, how you doing? You know.
No, I understand, but the key thing is you're happy, and that's the main thing. That's the main thing, right? Because it's hard.
I don't think nobody cares about whether we're happy or not.
No, they only care about when they see you on the beach, or when they see you in photographs, or what you're wearing. If your wigs, your hair is different. They care about that, what shades he's wearing, what shoes he's wearing. At the end of the day, you guys are normal people.
Right.
You ain't aliens. You didn't come from a different planet.
Exactly. It's like, you know, we use the restroom the same way you do, right?
We haven't got a special restroom.
Yeah, it's not a special restroom where you go to urinate and it goes up in the air. Like, wow, this is crazy.